Good day, friends. This is the third time I've done this video because I'm not happy the way it's turning out. It's very difficult uh, for me to find the words and convey my thoughts on this subject and not sound like a complete babbling idiot. As you can see, the title, Are We Prepping Right? It says a lot. And now I'm not saying there's a right way and a wrong way to prep. Each individual has to uh, decide what's the best way for them to prep, what kind of budget do they have to work with on a weekly or monthly basis, and go from there. But a little story in this is my situation that led me to think about this video and think about these things. I have kids from a prior relationship. My preps did not include them because their mom done everything in her power to keep me from seeing them despite what the court said. And I'm not a person that pushed things real hard and made situations worse. So these kids weren't included in my household preps. In March, mom shows up, says, "You know what? I'm having problems with your daughter. She's a handful. She does what she wants. She does, whatever. And if she don't get her way, she does this, this, and this. I can't handle her no more. You take her." So the preps I had if in my household were to sustain a certain number of people for a certain amount of time. And I still grow my preps so that time becomes a little bit longer and, as things rotate out, hold at that minimum time length. But it didn't include an extra person or extra people. And that got me to thinking, are we prepping wrong? Should we be buying a little bit extra for a family member that may show up? And I know some of you got the mentality of, what, if my family ain't smart enough to prep despite of what I tell them, I'm not going to help them during hard times or during a disaster. And I understand that and I get it. I'm the same way. But then again, we as preppers are also kind hearted. So if we have a neighbor that we've told, hey, this is what could happen, I mean, based on where you live, I mean, for us, we don't have hurricanes, but we do have tornadoes. We do have floods and stuff like that. I mean, even if we just have enough for a certain period of time, I think most of us would give a day's supply away to a neighbor that didn't have anything, just to help them out, or somebody that might be passing through, let's say, and a tornado hits and they have no place to go. I mean, you got to think, well, they can always just go home. Well, I live in a town that was destroyed by a tornado in '74, and it took about a week before anybody could really get in or out of town here. By the time the roads and stuff were cleaned up from buildings and power lines, and it was bad. So if somebody was trapped here and didn't have a place to stay, they were staying in their car. There's uh, no fast food restaurants. There's no restaurants operating or something. I think most of us would give them a little something, or a handful of us pull together and, you know, This person gives them a day worth of food. This person gives them a day's worth of food. This person gives them a gallon of water. This person gives them a gallon of water. They're sustained for 2 days, 3 days if they ration it out right, whatever. And that got me to thinking: should we be buying more than what we need? What kind of effect would that have on our budget? Would it even be worth it? These are all things I thought about, and I thought about it with the extra person. My prep budget goes up about $25 a week because the way I'm set up is I've got a certain amount of food to sustain a certain amount of people for a certain amount of time. And as I add to the preps, I add foods that are going to have a very long shelf life. So that part grows. But then I've also got foods that are rotated out on a yearly basis. So as they start approaching the end of their shelf life, they're getting used and news going in. So the growing for a longer period of time is slow, but 6 months sustainable is there, and it always will be there. So that put up a budget of about $25 more, $50 more a month for the food. Now, as far as other stuff goes, she did not have anything was when she came really. So, I mean, outside of everyday clothes, um, being in the Midwest and experiencing very harsh winters and in a rural area, we had to get her winter gear for the upcoming winter season. I know it's August, but we start thinking about winter in August here because of rough winters. Um, Blankets, stuff that she didn't have, and even perhaps an emergency gear that she didn't have was pretty much, I'm not going to say bought all at one time because I don't have the finances to do it, but over the past 5, 6 months, $100, $100, $100, you know. So that kind of took away from a budget of anything else that I would have had that I would have put back into um, other preps and backup items. So you have to ask yourself: is it better to prep for one or two people more than what's in your household or what you're planning on prepping for? And if you do, what would be the outcome? The stuff's not going to go bad. Most of it. Food probably will at some point, but stuff like blankets, emergency blankets, first aid kits, canteens, survival blankets, tarps, whatever, stuff like that. I mean, this is not a list of what I'm getting, but it's just, stuff that's ran through my mind. It's not going to go bad. You're probably going to use it. Things fail, things rip, things get lost, things get stolen. So, you got a household of four, you got four canteens, you buy two more for in case, kids or whatever, what have you, show up, or you can give away to somebody that may be in need. Either way you go, it's going to get used. It's not going to go bad. Even if nobody shows up, you've got two more canteens. That's two more quarts of water. Or if you get the 2 quart canteens, that's four more quarts of water you have there on hand. You don't have to search for. Um, Tarps, you got a tarp for each family member. You buy two more, that's two more tarps you got to use for a shelter or for whatever reason you may need a tarp for. So, and it's just something to think about. It's I'm not saying this is the gospel of the prepping Bible. This is how you have to do it. You have to decide what's right for yourself. With that, I know this video is not the greatest, and I know it's kind of rambled on. It was just kind of off the cuff while I was thinking about it. um, decided to do it and just bring up this point and give you guys something to think about. I will talk to y'all later. Have a good day.